What's up guys? Today we're going to be doing a lens review of the Tamron 28 to 70 millimeter. This lens has got an aperture of 3.5 to 4.5, and the best way to test the lens is to do example pictures. So we're here in Suwon, South Korea, and we're going to take some pictures of this fortress and show you what we got.
I was pleasantly surprised from the sharpness I got when stopping this lens down during the daytime. There was absolutely no softness, and it was very impressive the amount of contrast I got for this small zoom lens. This lens would make the perfect travel lens for any vintage lens shooter. So this lens can be actually kind of odd to operate. There's 3 rings. There's a zoom ring, an aperture ring, and the focus ring. It was quite confusing to use at first because you get the lens rings messed up. You get the lens rings messed up quite easily. But after using it for a couple minutes, I got the hang of it, but it's still a little clunky. So keep that in mind if you get this lens. I noticed that this lens kind of has a blue tint, a bluish purple tint to it, so keep that in mind if you're wanting warmer pictures. You're going to get a lot different colors than you're used to. Vintage lenses tend to have very different colors from modern ones. They're a little bit more punchy and sometimes not completely accurate to life. The blues and the purples in this lens are extremely saturated and very contrasty. This caused some really weird but interesting green and red tones, which I quite like. Overall, I thought the Tamron had pretty cool colors. It's something unique and you can't find on other lenses right now. I fixed my vignetting with this camera pretty simply using a simple Sony E-profile in Lightroom for my camera, which is the Sony a6400. Also, I'd like to mention I'm using this lens with a Viltrox CY to E mount speed booster that gives me an extra stop of light and a more full frame like image. If you don't like flaring your images though, I would stay away from this lens. That being said, I really like the effects that this lens brought to the table. Going over the images in post, I thought that the lens was a little crazy in colors, but if you're somebody who likes to shoot in black and white, then this is definitely a great addition to your toolkit. Because the flare is so powerful, you might want to reserve it for very specific times. I used this lens briefly for some night photos, and I have to say the results were fantastic. They really look like film, and the long exposures that I got, I thought were exactly the aesthetic that I'm searching for.
We're doing some long exposures right now at night, and just noticing how bright these lights are and the flare that we get from them, I think it's looking really cool. I noticed the flare a little bit earlier in the day too, but it really flares a lot more during night too. Let's take a photo here.
And I thought the lens created these great, beautiful pictures that had the film-like look, which is exactly the aesthetic that I'm looking for. If you're somebody who's looking for a more vintage look and wants to emulate that with a digital camera, the Tamron 28 to 70mm is a great option for you. Of course, when you're shooting at night, you're going to need a very high ISO capable camera, or simply use a tripod. I like doing these long exposures with a tripod because that's how you would do it with film, and it creates a nice, clean look. I was really impressed with the sharpness and contrast overall, and would recommend this lens to anybody who wants a cheap and easy to use travel zoom lens. Anyway, I hope you liked this lens review, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.